lately I have been thoroughly enjoying the brand Beauty Creations Cosmetics. From the moment that I've tried them, I think I've enjoyed every product that I tested. So I thought it would be fun to do a full face of makeup. Also because I hadn't actually tried their eyeshadow formula just yet. So I bought a palette, I bought a lip liner. We have some fun things to try out today. Some of these I already own, and there are a few things where it's gonna be a first impression. So let's get into it. Alright, so I cannot really buy everything. Well, I could in theory, but shipping from the Beauty Creations website to the Netherlands is like 30 euros. And I can get some things from them from Boozy Shop. So that's where I got this. And that is just the cheapest place to get this from, but they don't have everything. Alright, I'm going to show the eyeshadow palette that I got. I decided to go with the Rosy McMichael X Beauty Creations eyeshadow palette. As I said, have never tried the eyeshadow formula. There's a cat hair on here. I've never tried the eyeshadow formula by Beauty Creations Cosmetics, but this did look really good. There are a few other options on the Boozy Shop website as well. They also do these smaller like collab palettes which have face products and eye products, but I decided I really want to test out the eyeshadow formula. I don't know who Rosy McMichael is, but I do know that she likes some colors, some cool tones. I quite like her taste in eyeshadows. I think this palette looks really nice. We have a lot of shades. I kind of wish it was a little bit smaller, but I do think that this is a well curated palette. It makes a lot of sense. It goes from light to deep, and swatching this out, it actually looks really good. The shimmers are really beautiful. The mattes look pigmented and smooth, and I think there's a multi-chrome in here. We have the shade Extra, and I believe this shifts from purple to gold to kind of like green. So we actually have a multi-chrome in this eyeshadow palette, which I bought for like 36 euros. So I think that is actually very impressive. I haven't put it on my eyes just yet, but I'm already very excited about this one. So I'm gonna zoom you in. I'm gonna put on some eyeshadow primer, and then we can really see, like, do I like this eyeshadow formula? Okay, so I used the Melon eyeshadow primer, and I've been thinking what I want to do. I think I want to go definitely into that multi-chrome shade. I just really want to see what their take on a multi-chrome is. I'm kind of interested in this shade called Interessante. I think that's it. And I don't know, the shade Random also looks really good. I think that could go together really nicely. I want to do something cool toned. Like, we have two more warmer shades, but the rest is more cool toned. I think I'm just gonna go in with this shade first, like this grayish purpley shade. That is something that I like to get on my eye. Let's see, the primer is dry, so just starting out with that. I think that's looking good. Kind of pressing that down first. I really like that color. I think that's blending really well, and it's looking really good. I think if Beauty Creations Cosmetics eyeshadows are as good as the rest of the products, or as I think the rest of their products are, they could definitely become, they actually already are, but they could become like top 3 favorite drugstore brands, I think. Like, this is nice. I mean, I cannot really understand how they are so affordable but such good quality. Like, how do they do it? I feel like I'm sounding like a commercial, but I'm just genuinely very almost surprised at how they do it. I really like this color. I put a little bit of that on the lower lash line as well. Interessante. Do I sound Spanish? Or is it Spanish? I do not speak Spanish. Let that be clear. I'm gonna look it up. I want to know the story behind this brand. Well, this website on the phone is not really giving me what I want. It's founded by Esmeralda Hernandez, Latin American. Well, that I knew, but I'm guessing it's Spanish. Alright, let's go into the shade called Random. And now we're really going into the bluey purple, kind of like periwinkle almost. Cornflower blue. I actually didn't think I was gonna do such a colorful look. today. But I don't know, when I see periwinkle shades, I just get instantly attracted to it. I cannot help myself. I just need to get it on my eye. And then I'm gonna use that on the lower lash line as well. I think this is looking good. I'm liking it so far. Gonna grab a clean brush to blend on the edges. Don't want it to be too blown out, but just a little bit more blended. Okay, so far I'm liking this. I'm gonna go into the shimmer called Fave. So another periwinkle shade. And I really want to see what this shimmer formula is gonna be like. It's making me think, as I'm looking at it in the pan and as I was swatching it, it kind of made me think of Glamlight. I do have to say it's been a while since I bought like a newer Glamlight palette, but like the older Glamlight formula. That's what this kind of makes me think of. So yeah, and just the way it applies on the eyes, it just kind of feels a little bit like that. Really beautiful. This is really, really nice. I saw that Beauty Creations Cosmetics also has single eyeshadows, but they don't have it on the Pussy Shop website. I kind of wish they would get even more from Beauty Creations, but because I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna buy directly from them because it's just too expensive. Like, the fun of it is also that it is so affordable. This shimmer is so nice. I'm really excited about this eyeshadow palette. I want to get into that multi-chrome looking shade. I'm pretty sure this is a multi-chrome. I see so many colors in here, so I'm gonna go into the shade called Extra. And I'm also gonna take that with my finger. It feels like the shimmers feel a little putty. I see the gold, the green, the purple. I think it's really cool that they actually have a multi-chrome in this palette. I don't know how they did it for this price, but we're gonna see if you're really gonna like see that on the eye. Yeah, I do see the shift in that. That's really cool. Gonna see if this is really gonna last on my eyes. But I really like this formula because it looks dimensional and there is a little bit of a like shimmer and shift to it, but it doesn't look or feel chunky. And that's really nice. If you're someone who likes shimmers that are a little bit more on the like just regular metallic side, not that this is exactly a regular metallic, but if you like that, you don't want it to be so flaky, then maybe this is a formula for you. I really, really like this. I feel like I'm seeing more gold here than here. I don't know how that happened. Maybe I should build it up a little bit more. That is so nice. I really, really love the way my eyeshadow is looking right now. I think this is so cool. I'm always really happy when I find really great eyeshadow for an affordable price, because sometimes it just feels like especially indie eyeshadow is just getting more and more expensive, and it's a lot of money sometimes, like 100 euros for an eyeshadow palette, and this kind of proves to me that it's not necessary. All right, I want to go into the shade called Rosy. Gonna take a little bit of that on a pencil brush. Well, that's very pigmented, and I'm gonna put that. That is just sticking to the eye so well. It's actually shifting from a pink to a blue, which is incredibly cool. And it's sticking to my eye so well. I would not say that this is good for the price. I think this is, so far, I haven't tried the full palette yet, obviously, but I think so far, this is great. This is great. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this eye look is turning out. I kind of want to do something in the inner corner. Of course, we have the shade Off-White, so we have a really light matte in here, but I kind of want to use maybe Shimma, this one. Let's do that in the inner corner. Gonna take a pencil brush. This one looks like it's gonna be iridescent. I swatched this yesterday, so I kind of forgot what it was. Yeah, it's kind of like an iridescent, like warm golden pink. Wow, that is really beautiful. Don't know if that comes across, but these shimmers are absolutely stunning. I would not have been surprised if I would have put this eyeshadow on like blindly, basically, and you would have told me this is an 80 euro eyeshadow palette. I honestly would have thought, yeah, sure. Looks like it. That is so nice. I like that so much. I actually think that's really beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna put something in the waterline. I don't have an eyeliner from Beauty Creations Cosmetics. I don't know if they have it on the Boozy Shop website. It might have just been like a black or a dark brown. I'm just gonna go with Gosh Ocean Mist. And now I want to use something as a shadow liner. And I am gonna go into shade All In, this dark brown, plummy brown. This is just a type of color that can go with so many different like colors and looks. And it just kind of adapts. Gonna put a little bit of that under here. Okay, and that's gonna be the finished eye look. I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm just gonna put on a little bit of concealer, skin tint, gonna do my brows and mascara. And then I'll be right back for the rest of the products. Okay, so here we have the eye look with mascara. And I am just, the more I look at it, the more I'm really happy with this eyeshadow formula. It is much better than I could have imagined. And I am truly shocked. Like, this whole palette with all of those shades and a multi-chrome was 36 euros. And that's just kind of crazy. Okay, I have two options for the bronzer. I have first one of the cushion tip applicator contour wands. This one is in soft praline. And then recently Beauty Creation has come out with these stick bronzers and blushes. And this is the stick bronzer in Taupe. I am kind of thinking I might want to do the Taupe one because it's slightly warmer. It's still not a very warm bronzer. It's slightly warmer than the contour, and I think this look overall is gonna lean on the like cooler side, and I feel like I want to balance it out a little bit with a slightly warmer contour. So I think I'm gonna use this. I want something to clip my hair back a little bit. All right. We're gonna do it like this. I know it's a bit unconventional, but I'm just kind of like trying out what works for me when it comes to keeping my hair looking somewhat good, because if I just clip it back, it will just be ruined for the rest of the week, and I don't want that. Okay, let's apply. It's more of a neutral bronze, which I quite enjoy. I'm just taking a Cinch FO3 to blend it out. And I haven't updated you yet on this product, but it was ready to be updated and I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it has a really nice natural finish. It's really easy to blend and it sits really nicely on the skin. So I am happy about that. Usually I do my bronzer before my brows, so I hope I don't like mess up my brows. And I feel like this one just gives me a little bit of a like bronze look without being orange, but also it's not too much like an actual contour. Not that I never use somewhat of a contour shade to bronze because I am neutral to cool. I just really enjoy this one. But yeah, if you want something really cool toned that is also nice and blendable and also has a really nice skin-like finish, the soft praline shade is also really nice. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think this looks great on the skin. Okay, I have something new for your blush. I have here the Skin Blush. What? I have here the blush stick. So I hadn't tried the blush yet in the stick format. This is the one in Coquette Pink. This came to the Boozy Shop site a little bit later, so that's why I haven't tried it yet. But this is really like that cool tone pink. Almost on the purple side. I do quite enjoy that. I also have as an option, but I don't think it's gonna fit. I bought this duo for 5 euros for both on the Boozy Shop website. So this is the Let's Do Makeup and Beauty Creations Volume 2 Making Me Blush Liquid Blush and You're Glowing Liquid Highlighter. So these two together are a duo and I thought that blush looks really nice. The highlighter is a little bit golden for me, but that shade of blush I think it's definitely gonna be worth that 5 euros. But I think it's gonna be a little bit too rosy for this look, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this pinky blush. Wow. Okay, that might be a little bit on the neon side. We're gonna see. Maybe I will mix something in a little bit if it's a little too much. Let's see what brush I want to use. I'm just gonna blend this in and see. Maybe I want something to bring a little bit of rosiness back on my face. It's very like pastel pink, but I kind of like it like blended into that bronzer. Like it's turning a little bit more natural for sure when blended out. But when you just apply that to the skin, it's definitely, I I think it's a little white base. It's a little pastel. But I do like that on myself with certain looks. But I think with this, I think the whole look is gonna turn a little bit too icy for me. So we're gonna blend something like into that. Yeah, I just feel like I want something a little bit more rosy for this look. So I also have this one, the Cushion Tip Applicator Blush in Pinky Promise. And I tried this and this really started a love for the Cushion Tip Applicator products from Beauty Creations for me. I really enjoyed this one. I don't love this style of applicator, but I can definitely forgive it if I really love the formula. The only thing I would say is that like the packaging isn't completely filled and it's a little bit hard to get out enough product. Well, now it's, I guess it's fine. It's working fine. Well, that's a lot. That's gonna be pigmented. I might regret that. Okay, let's see if I can make this work. This is also quite a bright pink, but this one, wow, okay, that's very bright. This one is a little bit less white base. I feel like this gives me a bit more of a blushy look. Okay, this is looking a little bit crazy. I need to try another brush. Like, I know that I like this formula. I know that it works for me, but maybe, yeah, that brush wasn't really working for me. Okay, this is much better. I think it's almost getting a little bit too thick with those two blushes on top of each other. So I really have to like blend this in now. I do really like the kind of like natural finish that this has. Like a lot of the time those cushion tip applicators have a really shimmery finish. This just has a natural glow, which I really enjoy. It's kind of like creamy looking. Okay, now I think it's looking really good. It has sunken in. I do feel like I want to blend the edges a little bit with my brush that I use for my skin tint. Going a little crazy, so just blending the edges. Yeah, I just really like this formula. I feel like the Coquette pink shade, it turns a little bit too light on me to use on its own. So probably in the future I will like combine it with things to kind of like cool that down. I just feel like super light blushes don't really work on me. I definitely need something, a blush that actually gives some dimension to my face. What is this? Please leave. But yeah, now I think it's looking really good. Really liking that. Okay, for the highlighter, I have two really great options and I kind of don't know how to choose. So I have here the Cushion Tip Applicator once again, and this one is in the shade White Gem. So this is the highlighter version. Really beautiful, really smooth, easy to blend in. I'm really liking that so far. I still have to update you on that. And this one was in my yearly favorites for 2024. This is the Baked Highlight. This is stunning. So smooth, so beautiful, blends into the skin so well. I also have another shade, but that one shifted too golden for me. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that in the end. I think this is the better shade for me. It's kind of like this champagne color. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I used this one, the squeezy tube, in a video recently. So I'm gonna grab a brush. And is this the one that I wanna use? Or is it, it's not the golden one, right? I don't wanna accidentally grab the golden one. So we're just gonna build this up. It's just so smooth and buildable. I don't feel like you get something really crazy right away. It's just a really lovely highlight that I feel like I can just use with any look. And sometimes I feel like highlights just can be a little bit too much. I don't want it to be like too crazy. So that is with the highlight and this is without. So there is already like a little bit of a glow on my skin from the blushes and the skin tint, but I think this is just so nice. It doesn't really have much of a base, I feel, to it, which makes it really easy to make look natural on the skin. And I just generally really love a baked highlighter when done well. They can just look so natural and kind of, I don't know, almost creamy. Yeah, I'm just really liking that. Okay, I think it's time to take this off. I think we've seen enough of that. I've seen enough of that. This is the reality of having curly hair. You never really want to ruin it, but there are so many things that could. Okay, I'm really liking my cheeks. I'm really liking the eyes. But of course, the reason that I'm doing this video is because I really enjoy the formulas from Beauty Creations. I'm just gonna try and blend this a little bit again. Is that a mistake? Should I not have done this? I just want to have a really blushy look. I do still see the highlight. Yeah, I do think that I added like maybe a little bit too much blush on my face. Like not color wise, but I feel like it's a little like thick and it might look just a little bit smoother if I hadn't plopped so much on my face. But I think we're still good. We're still good. I have a new product to try, or actually 2 new products to try for the lips. So I decided to grab one of the lip liners. This is from the Nude X line, and this is the one in Toxic. It really gives off the nude vibes with the beige packaging. It's a one that you can turn up. This shade, I'm curious to see if I'm really gonna like that on the lips, because it is a little bit warmer than I was expecting, but I did feel like from the options that were there, this was one of the more cool tones. So we're just gonna try it out. And this might just be fine. It's quite creamy. Yeah, it's a really creamy formula. Alright, if you don't like creamy lip liners, this is not for you, I think. I personally am of the opinion that lip liners that are too dry can be a little bit too precise. And then it's, because of that, once again, hard to apply. But also when it's too creamy, it can definitely go too far. I don't really have issues applying this one. It kind of will depend if this dries down and lasts for me. It's definitely a little bit of a like warmer, almost peachy nude. A little bit more peachy than what I would usually wear. Yeah, I do feel like it dries down. I am going over it again to just like really feel. It does dry down. So it's a little bit like comparable. I do think it's a little bit more creamy, but it's kind of comparable to the lip liner by Catrice, which is the plumping lip liner line. Those are also more creamy when they go on, and then you cannot really, after a while as it has dried down, you cannot really go over it again because it has fully dried down, and then it becomes kind of like almost like sticky, sticks to the lips. Alright, for the lip products, I have been really enjoying the Beauty Creations Plump and Pout plumping gloss sticks, especially the shades and just kind of like the creamy look of these on the lips. These are burning though, like they are a little bit of a painful burn and plump. I don't mind it. I just don't think I have very sensitive lips when it comes to that. It doesn't really hurt me, but I can feel that it would hurt in general. But I also decided to just go for it and try something new. I have been eyeing these, but I did think that the swatches on the website looked a little bit like funky. I feel like a lot of lip swatches nowadays of glossy products look a little bit funky, but I have so far not tried a product from Beauty Creations that I haven't liked. So I thought, okay, let's just do it. Let's just try it once and just find it out for myself. So this is the Beauty Creations lip treatment, the all-in-one lip treatment and tint, and I got the one in a melon, which smells like melon. It actually smells really nice. Like it smells so fresh. Like a lemon, like not like a lemon, like a melon. And this one has a light pinky shade. It looks quite glossy in the swatch, but I felt like in the lip swatches, this one looked sunken into like the lips a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna try it out and see if that happens to me as well, because I do have lip lines where a lot of the time things sink into. I feel like this is gonna be sticky. It's giving sticky. It's very glossy. The melon scent is really giving summer vibes. Alright, it definitely has a very glossy look to it. Isn't thick, but looks kind of like a thicker lip product, which I do like the look of that. I do see a little bit of like sinking into the lip lines over here. But sometimes with time, lip products start looking a little better on the lips. I do like the glossy look of it. I do feel like there's a little bit of stringiness to it. I think there's potential to this lip product. I definitely need to like have a close look at that. I kind of feel like I should just take off a little bit so that it's a little bit less thick. Yeah, I think this is better. It's not as like stringy and it doesn't sink into the lip lines. I think there's potential to this product, but if I cannot apply it blindly, that's a little bit less practical with this type of product because it's like a liquid lip balm. You just throw it in your purse, throw it on your lips. But I don't know, I kind of like it right now. I have to see. I have to test it out. I have to make up my mind. Alright, so this is gonna be the finished full face of Beauty Creations, and I am really impressed with the new things that I've tried. I think the blush stick isn't like exactly my shade. I like that kind of blush to have a little bit less of a white base to really work on me. I just like a little bit more of a rosy cheek. I think the liner worked well. It's staying on well with the gloss on top. The lip balm right now, I feel like is looking and feeling good. I just feel like you can over apply a little bit too easily maybe, but I'm just gonna see how I feel about that after wearing it a little bit longer. I feel like the true star of the show of today is gonna be the eyeshadow palette. This was way better than I could have anticipated. I feel like the eyeshadows look amazing, very smooth, but still sparkly, but it's not looking chunky or weird or crazy. I am really impressed with this eyeshadow palette, and I'm kind of like, okay, what else is there? What are the other options? I need to know what's going on. So I guess the message of this video is I really enjoy this brand. I think they do great stuff for an affordable price, for a great price, and I don't know, I just really enjoy using their products. I just really enjoy my makeup with these items. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and then I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.